I've had people ask me, should they change their career to computer science or should they go into the realm of computer science? So there's right now there's a ton of people who actually have finished their master's degree, have finished their bachelor's degree, and they're questioning because the world is changing. Almost everything in this world will require some level of understanding for computers or programming. As a matter of fact, you have children right now learning how to code. In less than 5 years, learning or knowing how to code is going to be equivalent to understanding a little bit about Photoshop or understanding how to search. On its base level, almost every person you're going to compete with is going to have to know some level of coding. It doesn't mean you have to be a computer programmer or a computer scientist or a computational scientist or data analysis expert. It doesn't mean you have to be those things, but you have to have some knowledge of those things. So what that means is whether you change your career or go to, get a degree in something, it does mean that the future for all of us holds the fact that we all need to know or understand something about computers in the form of programming and in the form of information technology, which is going to be your network systems, database systems, that sort of stuff. These two concepts, and all of these concepts are merging together. They're augmented in a way that involves every facet of our lives. So the question, should I change my direction in life and should I become a computer scientist or a computer programmer? Well, to answer that question, first, the real question is that they're asking me. I believe the real question that they're asking me is, should I go to college or school to be able to become a computer programmer or a computer scientist? Now, there's a complete difference between a computer programmer and a computer scientist, but in any case, let's talk about going to school for such a thing. First of all, if you wanted to become a computer scientist or a computer programmer, you wouldn't be thinking about going to school first. You would already have the urge to program. You would have already been searching for the information. You would have already been starting some sort of game or some sort of program that you wanted to make, that you had an idea for. If you had it in you to become a computer programmer on your own, and you found that you were stuck or that you needed to be able to learn something new and you couldn't find it, there is a possibility that you should go to school or college for something like that. Possibility. And I'm not even talking about a university. I'm talking about maybe like a junior college, a community college, or even one of these boot camps. Or just go on YouTube, find someone who knows what they're doing. For the person who actually has the drive to program or the drive to do these things, they will find their way. For those of you who don't have the drive, who actually went one direction, now you find that, whoa, I'm going to need computer programming, I'm going to need some level of education in computer science. I would highly recommend first you figure out your passion for it. You figure out on what level can I use this. So we have to understand that computer science is not necessarily a one-directional thing. It exists in multiple dimensions. So let's say if you were a doctor, let's say if you were a mathematician, let's say if you were a physician, or let's say a dentist, or even in the fast food industry, or even in the clothing industry. Let's say you're any of these people. You don't throw away your profession to then change your profession to go to school again, get more in debt to become a computer scientist. A computer scientist is a very specific thing in that you're going to be studying concepts and theories about computation and computers. You're going to be applying math. You're going to be applying your logical thinking capabilities to do different things. Many of these things you won't even like. As a matter of fact, the majority of people out there who actually program are not computer scientists per se. They're programmers. And many of them didn't go to school to learn the program. Most of them went to school after they got a job or after they started developing something. Some of the best programmers out there don't have a degree to program. The degree gives you a deeper understanding of the subject. So should you go to school for programming? No, you should not go to school for programming until you absolutely understand why you're going to school for programming. So that means you first learn to program before you even touch a college campus, before you even go anywhere. Go get a book, go online. That struggle is what's going to make you succeed. It's going to assist you in succeed. It's not going to make you succeed, but it's going to assist you in your success. So the first answer is no. Then, after you've pursued a few ideas of your own, and after you've been able to analyze your success or your inability to find any success in developing your application or your design of something you've developed, after you're done with all your tutorials and all the free stuff, now you can start paying a little money, maybe some books or some people online or some classes online. And then you can start thinking about, okay, do I want to push this a little bit further? Do I want to be, do I want to go in more of educational realm, or do I actually want to go in more of a scientific setting? If that is the case, and you want a more in-depth understanding, or the position that you're going for actually gives you more money for having a degree, then I would say yes, go to school for computer science or computer programming. Now, a lot of people, they misconstrue the idea of computational sciences or computer science or even information technology. Those are three different things, and within those things, there are subsets of those things. So first, know what you want to do before you ever go to college. First, know why you want to do it, and also know the end result of what you're doing. You have to analyze these things in such a way so you're not wasting your time and everyone else's time. There is no point in going to school unless you know why you're going to school. For instance, if I went to the store, if I go to Walmart, let's say, or if I go to Best Buy, wherever you go, I have no idea where you go. I say Walmart because millions of people go to Walmart. All right, so let's say you go to Target. Let's use Target as an example. And you just drive to Target. Does that ever happen where you think, oh, just drive to Target? No, many of the times you go to Target or you go to a store, you have something in mind. You have an idea of why you're going there. But for some reason, many people make changes in their life as far as going to school for computer science or going to school for information technology or going to school to become a history major. We make these choices without analyzing why exactly are we doing that. Now, I'm not saying any of these things are bad choices because it all depends on your analysis. It all depends on the reason why you're doing these things. So here's what I would suggest to those who would like to maybe change their career, those who are thinking about going to school, whether it be for computer science or anything like that. I would say first you have to analyze your purpose, analyze your reasons why. When we go to the theater, we go to the theater because we want to be entertained. When we're not entertained, we are disappointed. But when we go to the theater, that's about 2 hours of our time. We could be disappointed, and it really doesn't affect us. We just maybe won't go see a movie by that director again, or maybe don't go see those type of movies anymore. When you do that for college, when you do that in life, when you do that for school, you actually destroy your chances to actually live a comfortable or even successful life. Because time does not wait for anybody. It will not come back. So while you may not feel comfortable stopping and writing down your goals, your purpose, and what you think the end result of that is, while you may not be comfortable with that, understand that you are going to waste time that you will not get again. And you're going to be taking another category of education that you have no idea of how you're going to use it. Now, I got my computer science degree, I have my information technology degree, and I'm going through a whole process with instructional design. But all of those have a purpose. I know why I'm doing those things, and I know why I did those things, and I knew what I would use it for because I was already using it. So for me, it wasn't a matter of, oh, let me go to school to see what I want to do. No, I was already using it. I pushed it to its limits. Then I can push it further with school or with education. And some people say, well, if you don't get an education, you won't learn. But education does not mean college. Education does not mean an institution. It doesn't mean an organization. It doesn't mean any of those things. And let's do this equation here. So let's say you do go to school, you get your bachelor's degree, then you get your master's degree, and you now have this computer science bachelor's and master's degree. Well, that whole time, and anyone who's been in computation or any sort of science or any sort of category of what you'll be taking at school, you will know that there have been people out there, those whole 4 and 8 years you've been in school, who's actually doing the work. They're doing the job. So who's going to get hired? Who's going to get hired? Is it going to be the person who has a resume, who's going to do the job, or is it going to be the person who knows the theory behind why the job exists? So you got to keep these things in mind as you move forward or as you make these changes. For the person who knows exactly what they want to do, for the person who wants to start their own business, for the person who wants to say, I'm going to push computation, I want to develop my own product. For that person, if they don't have an idea of exactly how to do that, but they want to really search for, they want to build themselves, they want to build their understanding of the world around them while they develop these things, I will say definitely you should go to college and you should learn more about the subject matter and build yourself, because college does more than just the subject that you're talking about, depending on the college that you go to. I'm not talking about a boot camp. I'm talking about, traditional college, whether it be online or whether it be in person. However, if you're one of those people who have an idea and you know exactly how you need it to be done, you just don't have the information, I would say don't waste your time going to college. Go build the thing that you want done if you trust it, if you want to invest in it. Because it's all about investment. It's all about time investment. If you really feel that your idea definitely can make it, you just need information, then college, you'd be wasting your time. Because you're going to be taking a whole bunch of other subjects, and you're going to be on a deadline for all your homework. While you'll be learning, you're still pushing further and further away from the idea that you had and the reason why you were searching for that knowledge. So for those people who definitely have an idea, they definitely know how that it can be done, they just don't have that knowledge of how exactly it needs to be done, then you go search out for those content specialists, the people who already do it. Go online. Right now, today is easier. You search out for that information and you piecemeal that information together till you get a working prototype. Once you have that working prototype, now you have an institute, you build up money, you build up support, and you have it made. That's how you would do that. You don't spend your time going to college learning about something that has zero to do with the idea that you're developing, if you're an inventor. If you want to go to school to actually get a better job, first know the job. First know the requirements of that job. Meaning, let's say if I wanted to become a nurse and I'm not sure what it means to become a nurse. Well, I'm not going to go to college and ask them what it means to become a nurse. I'm going to go to an institution or an organization or a hospital. I'm going to go to a nurse who's already there, and I'm going to ask them, what does it mean to be a nurse? What are the requirements to actually get a job at this institution? What are the requirements to actually do the kind of nursing that you're doing, if it was, let's say, dialysis nursing or anything like that? So you go there first. You get that information from the source where you think you want to go. So you see, it's almost like reverse engineering. Every job you want, someone's actually already doing it, including inventing something new. So you go to your references first. You don't go to college first. And you don't go to college to ask them for the references. You go to your references first. When the references give you a better idea, you can go to more references. References are free. So spend a few weeks or a few months going through your references, building on your references. Now, once you have a better idea, now you can go to college, or now you can start developing your idea, or now you can go for that job. Because by then you know the job requires this particular degree, so I'm not wasting my time. And when I get out, I can definitely move forward because I already know where I'm going when I'm done. So it's a convoluted sort of answer because the variables are so extreme when it comes to each individual. So I'm giving you guys sort of an overview of the type of mentality you have to have, whether you want to go to college, when you think you want to go to college because you have an idea, or you think you want to go to college because you want a career. In all of those instances, you still have to know where you're going. So in all of those instances, you still have to do an analysis. You have to do an audit of yourself, of your mentality. And then even if you do decide that you're going to go to college, you have to figure out whether you have the support, whether you have the transportation. And still then you need to know what you're going to do when you're done. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. If you like this video, go ahead and click on thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.